Hello, hello. Welcome to another stream. Today is Friday, 11th August. Um, I'm a little bit decompressing from the last Friday with the numbers. Still thinking about it. Um, so today, just wanted to say hi, get online, say hi to everyone. I have we have a cool presentation by the end, um, but let's just connect for 30 minutes or so. How's your week? Record, record hot, like everywhere else. Hi, EK. Hi, Dragos. Hurf, Hugh, David, Type X. Stressful week? Could be. Uh, Special shout out to Antidote, PSD, and Lee Ricketts for preparing, sending over this iconic lot loader. I really love it. I think it will stay for some time. And what I like is that it's feels new and comes from the community. So it's new for me. Feels a little bit like um, feels a little bit like open source design, which is interesting idea, challenging idea to maintain. So uh, it's cool to have that loader in place. It's very um, refreshing to see. So big thank you to Antidote, PSD, and Lee Ricketts who worked on this loader. It's the second stream we're using it. I'll send the document to the chat, but it's very cool. Thank you guys. Dragos. This week felt long. Shout out to Dragos who's helping working on the app and the UI. So we've been busy behind the scenes. We're working on backend with Phil, front end with Vlad, and on the UI and graphics with Dragos. So um, although the experience of the app is very simple, uh, just send you prompts. Uh, we taking time to make it right, and a lot of ideas how to make it simple, how to launch it, but have it already more than a prototype with login, so we can log in, we can create accounts, we can remember people, users. So that work is in progress. Hopefully, we'll be live very soon. So it's in progress. I wanted to share today uh, about the my just thoughts from the past week, from the work with the numbers and finance. Then you start working on something like this. It's more of exercise, but once the plan is in place, you start to feel um, like a guideline for action. And I put there conservative plan. So let's start with 200, 100 users and scale it to 20,000 in 3 years. But then I was like, what happens in 10 to 15 years? Um, and it's 10 years ago, thinking about next 10 years was very fun and lightheaded. Um, Now, for me at least, it feels a little bit different. So I'm really um, strategizing and thinking about next 10 years, 15 years. And one of the things that I wanted to put, so there's like personal aspirations, family aspirations, lifestyle aspirations, um, a lot of things I start to consider. So how the next 10 years could be for a lot. And inevitably, I just came to conclusion that there must be a brave and kind of crazy goal, financial. It can't be forever. The company, this setup organization, the idea is already 6 years old. And um, put another 6 years thinking, okay, so let's let's find a way how to scale to 200, 300 users in 6 months, and then start from there and come to 50,000 users. Sounds very realistic, and that's no matter what we do, probably that's how it will go. However, I was thinking that there must be exciting goal, and I calculated if you go to the document, maybe a few words about it to follow up. I put there. The document is available too. I'll send a link. So if you want to go in and see for yourself. I put, so these numbers based on more or less precise calculation, total revenue for the next 3 years, starting 24. They're based on cohorts, based on how people will subscribe, the speed of subscription, realistic salaries and uh, boxes. But then I just start to increase um, it by 100% every year. And I thought if in like one of the goals that must be there is $1 billion of revenue. So how we get to $1 billion revenue? This could be in 40 years, thinking of companies with legacy and history like Lego, IKEA, um, Muji. Muji might not even be at $1 billion revenue yet, for example, but it's well-known big company, very old. Companies like Apple might cross this number also only after 20 years or so. But then there are companies like Airbnb and Tesla and Facebook, Dropbox, which are also very real things and real organizations. And I thought that completely ignoring this idea of $1 billion revenue means that we will never talk about it. And it's not even for investors, or it's just the North Star. So, how the company can be organized and what can be designed and done so it's at $1 billion revenue. Um, can it be done? It can't be done in 3 years, right? It can't be done in 1 year. Impossible. Uh, just gravity, probably. Can it be done in 6 years? Maybe. Can it be done in 20 years? Yes. So how can we do it in 6 years? And 6 years is a long time. So let's say from now, if we add another 6 years, the company will be 12 years old. Is it possible that the company at 12-year-old become uh, a $1 billion revenue per year? Yes, it can be 20 billion per year. It can be anything we desire. And then I start to play with numbers, and the margins are okay, but it seems that there's still a lot of friction, even if we consider, like, we kind of abstract ourselves from the product offering, we abstract ourselves from the roadmap, what it will do in precisely. It's kind of we going away from there for a second, and um, they're interesting numbers that with current ideas and with current offerings, let's say we have a digital product that is paid for $10 per month, and then there's a subscription box that is $120 per month. Can vary uh, box to box. There could be modular system, could be different subscriptions. There could be store, separate revenue stream. There could be services unrelated to physical products as a separate revenue stream. But let's say it's $120 physical box and $10 uh, digital product. And in order for us to get to $1 billion revenue per year, we need to have a million. We need to have a million physical subscriptions in 1 year. Million people, new people should subscribe. We should have about 4.5 million active users on physical subscription. That will lead us to 7 million boxes shipped that year. That means that's 2,700 subscriptions per day, physical, new. And that means that it's about 30,000 boxes shipped per day. That leads almost to 1,000 uh, people who work at the factory. So you have to, I start to imagine where the factories will be, what kind of factories will be, what kind of machines will be there to help optimize this process, what it means, and how can we even conceive the idea that there will be a million people subscribed. 2,700 people per day subscriptions on physical. Um, Sounds very epic. But then there are companies like Blue Apron, it's food subscription, cooking subscription, and a company like Stitch Fix. And if you look online, it's a public company. It kind of correlates with what they have. They have about 5 million active users, so close to these numbers. So if we have close to 5 million active users, that means that we have $1 billion revenue. Then there's digital product, and in order for us, if we continue this line of thought where we convert new users to physical from digital, keeping the conversion rate of 5%, we need to have almost 20 million active users on digital, which is also comparable to other digital products that exist out there, for example, like CoStar. So that got me thinking for a week, and I'm still thinking because I know that um, I scheduled, promised to have a business plan outline, uh, but that's what I'm working on at this point. And what I'm thinking is that uh, if we have a product that gives us million users subscriptions per year, and if we have on physical, and if we have 20 million digital subscribers, shouldn't be the revenue be much bigger? So to me, just looking at these numbers and uh, considering everything, it feels that it's a grandiose operation only to get to $1 billion. So it feels like with this grandiose operation, something should be updated and improved. So there's different kind of number output, like $10 billion, for example, with the same amount. So what it is and how we pack it and how we design it and how we do it, that with 20 million digital and million or 5 million physical users, we have more than $1 billion revenue. Of course, I start to think about companies like Tesla, where their user base is different. You know, they uh, have a high margin product, very, very desirable. And the um, input output, I feel like better. So that's what I'm thinking. And I think there's big potential for everything that we're doing. And that's everything that we're doing is like we're looking at 10 years, 1 billion revenue, 3,000 people working in the company, etc. So some uh, kind of dreamy, abstract, big ideas. Everything that we're doing at this point makes total sense. It's V1 of digital product that will evolve into something else gradually with more users joining technology rapidly moving to some unknown territory with AI, etc. And of course, physical products are very interesting to ship and do. But I'm just thinking about overall idea of subscription margins, how to improve the profitability of the operation. So certain numbers should be twisted, and that will change the vision of how we will go long term. Still, the answers are very logical. Do we need to invest into um, AI tools? Yes, 100%. If we want this to be scaled, not in 40 years, uh, but utilizing internet, utilizing latest technology, computers, software, it's inevitable that we're working on AI. It's 100% correct vision. Um, is subscription box the correct vision, considering the margins and scalability? That's a big question. Stitch Fix did it, and it's a public company. So a lot of questions for me, and I'm still thinking about it. The work goes um, forward. It's just a step, and I'm keeping it transparent because um, it must click and must feel right before we move to the business plan. Free to consume systems are easier to participate for customers. So can we play social media companies there? Well, see, some social media is money to burn for a long time. So that means that you still have the same cost, like we have there for digital product, but investors paying for its manufacturing, and investors are paying for user acquisition and maintenance of the whole system with long-term vision to monetize the user base later. Sometimes it works, sometimes like Instagram, Facebook, start to do ads, targeted ads right away. So that whole thing is probably paid. Not probably. That whole thing is very successfully paid for the whole operation. Um, Google, we use it, Google Docs and YouTube now. Seems free, but we pay uh, with the ads too. So each time you Google something, you um, you pay the cost by looking at the ad, or you're given access to your whole information for companies so they can improve their business. So it's still very it's invisible transaction, but transaction is there. Companies like Twitter, it takes them so I mean X now it takes them so long to find monetization, and for the longest time, company was not even profitable. So it's would have thousands of people on payroll, but it would burn those money. So to me, social media is different kind of operation. I would like to find a way how to have a paid product right away. So something that is desirable to subscribe, to spend money, rather than uh, having a seems free model. So I think that's why the app that we are building now, and we're trying to find a broader focus for it, um, is good strategy because it will move us towards a paid digital product. Do you want to see a lot as a project come to life because of your doing, or do you feel like it's something that you want to see exist regardless, or possibly both? I'm very interested in designing the entire system since a long time. Um, Not only the product design, the way it presented, the way it packed, the way it manufactured, the way the material sourced, the way the organization worked by itself, um, from idea to prototype to product to business. Um, I feel what kind of the friction in general in the past years is that we're trying to find a new model for commerce. Right, the subscription is a new model. You can imagine one way where there's a product on a shelf and people either buy it or not buying it. So very simple. And we kind of avoiding this model for a long time because we're trying to find a new e-commerce, uh, new commerce, uh, better way. Not only for the sake of revenue, of course, also because there could be better ways to, like for example, uh, direct to consumer change a lot of things, but it used to be that you have distributors, you have markup for distributors, you have markup for the store. Now direct to consumer, there's no markup for the store or no markup for distributor. You sell it yourself. That's a big revolution that happened. And subscription can allow to remove even more markups because um the spending is spread throughout time. So you can find a way. You basically um, selling to consumer 2,000 worth of product, but because there's much higher value in that, um, it's if it's spread, then it'll be one-time purchase. So again, it's comparable to big purchases like a car, where uh, you spend $60,000 on a product. Um, it's kind of incredible. Apple also introduced the same model where um, people spend $1,000 on a phone, which is unheard of, and now it's norm. So I feel that we want to have similar uh, level of product where you okay to spend 3,000, 5,000 dollars on lot, and there should be value behind that, undeniable. And if the cost can be spread over months, we can call it subscription. When we played with so many ideas, could be credited system, decentralized system, um, even banking. But I feel that the we have to find a way how to uh, create an expensive product that will motivate people to improve their lifestyle. And first iterations of Lot were that the check per year was very high, and we had very positive user base. Um, it's only the scalability, as I mentioned many times, it's only the scalability issue where we must find a way how to scale the company. So, and just to conclude, even if we have the all the necessary uh, pieces of the puzzle in place, the model is still um, not 100% pure. There should be, with the same effort of 1 million users, new subscribers, with 5 million active users on physical, with 20 plus million on digital product, the total revenue should be much more than $1 billion. And we should be able to achieve that within 10 years or faster, like 3, 4 years, $2 billion. That should be the goal. Um, so that's the plan. So let's hope for the next week. Not let's hope. Let's see for the next week if there will be um, more understanding, more updates on this. So I'm determined to find the solution. And uh, usually this work is behind the scenes, and we're just working on this kind of non-stop. It's not like anyone know the answer. Ultimately, in the big companies with 5,000 people, the hyper growth companies, they didn't find that answer overnight. It's not like they have the plan and then boom, there's a company. So everyone looking for those margins, looking for those improvements. And while we're working on the next iteration, the app, subscription box, uh, this is very important exercise. So, hi Artur, hi June, hi Timur. Okay, I will switch to something beautiful and very interesting. Um, that's a presentation proposal by Lova Levitan. He sent a new thing, and I would like to share it with you. It's very, very cool. Speaking of the products, speaking of visions, Hypothesis. I want to care for myself. I want to share, care. I want it to be convenient, quick, and clear. I want to have, I don't want to think about how much I need per day. Simple, easy, comfortable, quick, refillable. Refillable. System of interaction. Each unit consists of two parts, a water-soluble soft capsule and a product. The volume of the capsule is the daily requirement of the product. It's easy to use. It's a push to access the product. Then the push, we have one serving of the product for a day, for an hour, etc. Exactly as much as we need it. The capsules that we'll see in a second will be diluted in water. Each capsule is a unit consisting of water-soluble shell and product. Each unit is labeled according to its direction. Packing without packaging allows easy sharing of products. The capsules are provided to user according to the need of the day, week, and month. The tube consists of two. The package consists of two containers. They connected with a magnet. I see that one container uh, consists of, say, hourly or maybe daily uh, refills, and another one is maybe weekly. So they were proposing to have each experience in capsules, so you can use them uh, some kind of dispenser, and it all comes in capsule refills. Cream, sun cream, moisturizing cream, perfume oil, toothpaste, lip balm. So they come in these forms rather than in individual packaging. Uh, there's capsules for each purpose. So you use just a little bit of lip balm, you use just a little bit of toothpaste, for example. Um, you use just a little bit of the cream, sun cream or moisturizing cream, and the shell is dissolvable in water. So you open it with your hands or with your teeth, uh, apply it, and the shell is, I feel, can be swallowed or disposed in water. very interesting uh, to think about those big numbers in this context because um, it could be, I think, Lova is continuing the idea of hyper personalization and super personalized manufacturing. It's very interesting. Like we saw the shoes that are uh, 3D printed or grown at a factory according to your foot, to your feet. Once you 3D scan them, so they really based on your original mold. Same here. Um, the system is so intelligent and knows so much about your consumption and your behavior that right in the factory, machines pack exactly you will need, how much you will need per week and per month beyond traditional packaging. And the solution is to have it in capsules rather than in like tubes, containers, jars. I also like it because it continues the idea that we were investigating. Is it possible to move beyond those pre-selected body sizes, S, M, and L, because we're all different and it's very uh, hardcore optimization from the manufacturing perspective. So, what if there are no limits? And what if there's such a big audience that we can invest in building our own machines that pack individual items like that? So I receive an individual set of capsules, and I know that I'm not going to run uh, out of them. I know that it will be just enough for me. Of course, we can talk about not only the amount of the product, but the formulation behind it that can be customized over these capsules too. So um, I like this vision because if we talk about it's the matter of brain expansion. If we talk about 1,000 people, how to get to 5,000 people, how to get to 10,000 people, um, then this is absolute sci-fi. But if we talk about, okay, we have million active users, 5 million active users, we have factories dedicated to those users. So it's personalized self-care company that help millions of people, not only entertain them with monthly subscription, but actually help uh, makes their products, their routine better and seamless. And there's entire factories that dedicated to build those experiences. Then uh, this all become not so sci-fi, but actually very realistic and almost like the only way to go. And perhaps this kind of visions is the way to go. Perhaps that's why this table doesn't represent that much because we trying to operate on old margins, on old models, on old uh, user acquisition. And if we try to use these kind of ideas and these kind of products for the future planning, perhaps the margins and the whole magnitude of this operation will be different. So I'm very grateful for this view. A few more images. So thank you, Lola, for this vision. Very cool. Um, Definitely inspiring and makes a lot of sense to think with this new direction. Um, Looking for new ways for manufacturing and distribution. And I really love that you continue this super personalized uh, ideas. And maybe we should, in the next year or so, really think more on the personalization. And maybe that is a better way to um, explain the real value of lot. It connects to the uh, digital product, the software that we're building with high personalization. So very, very interesting. June saying hydrogel packaging. Yes, very cool. Yes, interesting. Bubble wrap. Yes, could be dissolvable bubble wrap, and every bubble is the product. Yes, imagine the toothpaste is something like this. You just put a gel, a gel bubble onto the toothbrush, and that's it. So it's very, very cool. Right, that's it for today. Thank you for being here. Um, every stream is a little different. Sometimes there's a presentation, sometimes there's a reflection on just thinking. The process is transparent. I really like it, and determined to have concrete goals and get to those concrete goals. Um, so we'll keep you posted with the developments, and the app is coming soon. It's in work. It works. Talk soon.